Okay, y'all, welcome back. It's Big Al with Stock Lock Sunday, and the lock we have here in the vise is a ABUS granite, obviously. This one here is the, I want to say it's the 37. Yes, it is, 3755. This lock here, I've picked several ABUS locks, ABUS Plus locks, and so forth, so on and so forth. This one here is a little extra tough to pick, and I'll tell you why. Not only does it have butterfly discs in it, which I think maybe all the ABUS Plus has those, I believe. False gates, again, butterfly discs, I think there's 2 of those. And this particular one is also spring loaded. What they've done to make it even more pick proof, or I should say pick resistant, they put a spring in it. So what that does, the spring is in the back of the core back here, pushing all the discs together. It pushes them up against this plate here, squishing them together. So what happens is, as you're trying to pick it, now obviously it doesn't matter when you use the lock normally, which there is the key, there is the code card. The lock does work like butter because it's pretty much brand new. Double ball locking. What it does to make it more pick resistant, it squeezes the discs together. Now this is, I believe, a 9 disc if I remember right. So yeah, it squeezes them together. So as you're trying to pick it, say you set, I'm going to call the one back here disc 1. Let's call it 1 through 9, just for the sake of the video. So you try to pick disc 1, you get it set where you think it's set. You go to pick disc 2, and while you're rotating that one, it skews the other discs in front and behind it because of the pressure from the spring. So it does make it more difficult. Does it make it impossible? No. But it does add to the security. So I think it's a cool feature. Again, it doesn't make it pick proof, but it does add to it. So what we're going to try to do is pick this thing on camera. I have picked it before, but I've never picked it on camera, so we're going to give it a shot. This is not one of the easier ones, I can promise you that. So, just stick it in there just for the sake of the video so it stays still. Try to find a good camera angle. And yes, for this one, I will use the Sparrow's disc tool. I like using the silver bullet, obviously, but I keep getting people asking me, can you use the Sparrow's tool? That's all I got. Well, you know what? If you learn how to pick these locks, it really doesn't matter. I started with homemade tools, okay? So, don't blame the tool, okay? Alright, so let me get a good camera view. I'm going to scooch this around. I've got a great new camera set up so I can put this thing anywhere I want. And it's real smooth. Let's come down over here. Try and center it. That ought to work real good. Yeah, it's got a nice smooth rotator. This thing is butter now. Okay, so first thing we do is we get these discs rotato all the way clockwise. That's how I learned how to do it, so that's how I do it. And again, the Sparrow's disc tool. Get it all the way in there. Now, this is, like I said, I believe it's 9 discs. So I'm going to be tensioning off of, I'm going to call the back one back here 1 and the one up front 9. I'll be tensioning off of disc 9 for now. Okay? So, I think that's a good shot on the camera. Let's go ahead and bring it up and over and a little bit down. How's that? That ought to work like butter. Okay. Good view. Rock and roll. Alright, so again, since it's got a spring-loaded disc pack, I'm going to use heavy tension to try and overcome that. That's how I learned how to pick this lock. Normally, I don't use that heavy a tension on disc detainer locks, but when they're spring-loaded like this one, you kind of have to. Otherwise, that spring is really going to rock your world. At least it did me. Alright, so again, I'm going to start with disc 1. We're calling that disc 1 back there. Make sure this is centered good. Heavy tension. Alright, 1. 1. I'm going to leave that one right there. 2. If I can get on it. 2. Okay, that's tight. That's a small, see, that's a false gate right there. It's small. That should be, whoops, that should be good. I'm going to leave that one. 3. I think I'm going to leave that one right there for now. 4. Feels like it's right there. We may have to come back to that. 5. That feels okay. 6. Tight. I went too far, I think. Maybe not. That feels pretty good. Five. 6. 7. Fell off of it again. 8. Feels okay. Alright, so now, hopefully, if they didn't screw on me, because I got heavy tension on it, let's go back and try and find the 0 cut. Is it right here? No. Oh, I missed it. Oh, maybe not. There it is. Booyah! I thought I skewed it. So that's what happens if you don't use heavy tension. I promise you, on these locks, if you don't use heavy tension, what'll happen is while after you set a couple of discs, when you go through starting to set more of the disc, as you rotate them, it'll skew the ones behind it or in front of it. It wants to turn them because they're getting smashed together by that spring. So it can be a real pain in the butt. I promise you. I got lucky on this one, especially picking it on camera, but I'm going to take it all day long because it's not an easy lock to pick. All right, so let's, I guess we can go ahead and disassemble it at least part way so I can show you it's a complete lock just for the sake of the video. So let's bring this back. That was flipping awesome. So, yeah, that'll get your juices flowing. I'll take it. All right, let me get this out of the way. Keep the lock on the camera and move this. Oh, that's exciting. That's really exciting. Okay. Whew. All right. I've attempted it. Well, I've picked it a couple of times off camera. I've attempted it one time before, try to get it on camera, and it didn't work out that well. So I'm glad to do it this time. But as you can see, there it is. So let me see. Now I'm nervous. All right, flathead screwdriver. Yeah. Woo! Tell you what. I like picking these because it's one of those locks where there's just not a lot of people that are picking these. So it's kind of exciting. I'll tell you who's gotten really good at disc detainer locks now, besides the obvious Bosnian Bill and lockpicking lawyer, but Daz Evers. I've been watching him a lot. Of course, I've been watching him since I started, but he's gotten really good with disc detainer locks. He's another one that also inspired me to make some of my own tools at first, until I got the silver bullet. I kind of stopped making them, but now I don't really need to. But he inspired me a lot to make my own. So yeah, shout out to Disassembly, by the way. If you're not familiar with him, I'd check out his channel. He's really good. Alright, so let's get this thing out of here without too much damage. I don't know what side the sidebar is on right this second. Maybe the bottom, maybe the side. I don't know where it is. Obviously just the ball bearings down in there. So that spring I was talking about, see it's in the back right there? That's the little booger. So it's in the back of this disc pack. So what it does when it's all together, it pushes this whole thing forward, smashing the disc together, giving you a real hard time picking it, I promise you. So let's put that spring aside. We can put, oh, there's some of the, also 2 spinners, by the way. A really thick one, and then another one that sits right behind it. These are just spinners. Alright, so I don't know if I want to disassemble this whole thing. Here is the sidebar, by the way. Oops, there's the sidebar. I'll tell you what. I don't know if I want to lay them out here. Yeah, I'll tell you what. I'll lay them out on this dude right here. Let me get this out of the way. So I might speed this part up too, just for the sake of the video. Okay, so we are back. Now the disc stack, the holder, if you want to call it that, is empty. Here goes all the discs. I just put the spacers back here. We don't need to look at those very much. Now, if we count from the back of the lock forward, like I did picking it, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 discs. Now, the discs that we count are the ones that have a profile that need to be picked, so it is a 9 disc. The spinners don't count as discs. I don't count those. But what I will point out, though, out of these 9, we do have a butterfly disc at the back. Let me try and hold that up without... There's one of the butterfly discs. And right up front. And all of the rest of these, I'm trying to look at them closely, they all do have false gates on them. So, a real booger to pick, I promise you that. Some people don't think that that spring makes it that difficult. I think it does. When it compresses the discs together, it does add to the pick resistance. So, I'm just glad I got it caught on camera. So, there it is. That is the ABUS. I don't want to drop the balls on them discs. The ABUS 3755. This is the ABUS Plus, as designated on the key card. I don't know if I pointed out the key that well, but there it is. Really nice cuts to it, by the way. So that's it. Thank y'all so much for watching. I really appreciate it. By the way, thank all my subscribers. I did hit the 1,500 mark, so thank you, thank you, thank you. I really do appreciate all the support. I enjoy it very much, so I hope you stick around. All right? If you're not subscribed yet, please do so. If you like this video, hit that button that looks like that right below there. Okay? Thank you.